Why the long face, dude? You were lucky to be in the Arizona Bar Strategies class with Professor Nickel. Are you having problems preparing for the constitutional law section of the MBE?
Yeah man, con law is not like any other subject tested. You got to know the rules man from the cases man.
Well, here are a couple strategic pointers, dude. We're dealing with freedom of expression MBE questions. First, understand that freedom of expression covers several distinct but related rights. The freedoms of speech, press, association, and assembly are all under the umbrella of freedom of expression. Also remember that when you see an MBE question that poses a hypothetical statute regulating speech or association, it must pass the overbreadth and vagueness doctrines.
I get that, Walter. Anytime I see the hypothetical statute, I need to first analyze whether it is overbroad or vague. I also understand that most of the time when statutes are unconstitutionally overbroad, they are also unconstitutionally vague as well.
Right on, dude. Remember also that defamation, fighting words, and obscenity are not protected under the First Amendment because they do not constitute speech.
You mean all that crap those nihilists spewed at me while I was soaking in the tub wouldn't be protected under the First Amendment?
Pretty much, dude. Remember, also when it comes to prior restraints, the government must have a pretty darn compelling reason that will rise to the level of some special harm to society. That means pretty much any scenario where wartime plans are being divulged. In the licensing situation, you should apply time, place, and manner standards to decide if the license will hold up under the First Amendment.
What about commercial speech, Walter? I got approached by this guy to start designing and selling rugs. You know, the ones that really tie the room together. What speech is protected in that setting, man?
Dude, when it comes to commercial speech, the thing that you always want to remember is that, although it's somewhat protected, it can be subject to greater regulation than non-commercial speech. The strategy would be, when looking at a commercial speech-related MBE question, that it is permissible to prohibit any ads that are misleading.
Got it, Walter. Want to go get some acid and drink some White Russians?
Dude, I have not done acid since Vietnam. You know, dude, we lost a lot of good men in that war. One last strategy I want to tell you though. Always remember, with public speech, there can be time, place, and manner regulations. In order for a regulation to be valid at first, it must be neutral as to the content of the speech, aka content neutral. Second, it must further a significant governmental interest not capable of accomplishment by less restrictive means. And last, it must allow for adequate alternative channels for communicating the information. Got to do?
Yes, Walter, thank you for going over those strategies. Let's get out of here and go meet up with Donnie before the Jesus gets off work.